Hi everyone. In this video we're gonna discuss how to solve trigonometric equations. Basically I'm gonna work on the quadratic form. Let's have an example so it will be easier for you to understand the concept. Given 4 cosine squared x equals to 1 and x, the domain of x should be between 0 and 2 pi. It's very important here to be careful about the domain of x. So the angle should be between 0 and 2 pi, and you're supposed to find the value of x. Let's start. If you look at this equation, you can see for cosine squared x equals to 1. If here cosine squared x makes you lost, so you can just substitute cosine x by y. Let y equals cosine x. I'm gonna substitute y by cosine x. So I have 4y squared equals to 1. Now we're gonna solve the quadratic equation. Implies 4y squared minus 1 equals to 0. If you look at this binomial, I have two terms, 4y squared and 1. It reminds me about the polynomial identity, which says a squared minus b squared equals a minus b into a plus b. And as you all know, this is the factorized form and this is the expanded form. So I have this form. Let's write it. Implies this one 4y squared, it's a squared. I have to write it as a squared. It will be 2y squared minus 1 squared equals to 0. Implies I'm supposed to factorize. So at the end I should have a factorized form. This is a squared minus b squared. So it's two factors, a minus b into a plus b. So it will be 2y minus 1 into 2y plus 1 equals to 0. Now I have two factors, factor 1, factor 2, whose product equals to 0. What does that mean? If I have two factors, a times b equals to 0, that means a equals to 0 or b equals to 0. Now here I have 2y minus 1 equals to 0 or the factor 2y plus 1 equals to 0. 2y minus 1 equals to 0 or 2y plus 1 equals to 0. So 2y equals to 1. Here we're solving equation with one unknown. Y equals to half or 2y equals negative 1, whereas y equals to negative half. By the way, if you don't like to factorize, you can use another way in order to find the value of y. Let's start. Here is the equation. 4y squared equals to 1, y squared equals to 1 over 4, y equal plus or minus square root of 1 over 4, so y equal plus or minus square root of 1 over square root of 4, which is plus or minus half. So y will be plus half or minus half, plus half or minus half. Both ways work, so you can choose any one that suits you. Now let's continue because we haven't finished. Our question is about finding x. So we already found y. Y is cosine x. So cosine x equals half or cosine x equals negative half. Now, which angle has its cosine half? Either we can use the trigonometric circle in order to find this angle, or we can check the table. So here is the trigonometric circle. How to use it? we have here cosine x equals to half. So as we know, here is the radius is 1. So cosine x is half. Let me label the half here. Here is the half, right? So let's see where it meets the circle. So I draw a vertical line passing through half. Let me see. It meets the circle at 2 points. Look, let's see which angles are these. So this is here the first angle. Here is the first angle. And that's the second angle. So as we said, cosine is half. Here it is. Here is cosine positive. So the two angles here satisfy the equation. So we said it could be, this is the first angle here, which is clear that it's pi over 3, which is 60 degrees. Let's check the table. So here we have the table. So cosine half is pi over 3, yes, which is 60 degrees. Pi over 3, the first angle. So here x equals pi over 3, or let's check the second angle now. So as we said, the second angle, we're going in that direction, which is the positive direction. So it's 2 pi minus pi over 3. So here you have to be careful about the direction. Going in this direction, 2 pi, then taking the negative direction, minus pi over 3. Let's write. Or x equals 2 pi minus pi over 3, which is 6 pi minus pi over 3, which is equal to 5 pi over 3. So for cosine x equals half, which is positive, we had two angles, pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. Now let's check for cosine x equals negative half. So similarly, here is cosine is negative 1. So in the middle is negative half. Let me draw a line, vertical line passing through negative half, and we'll see where it meets the circle in 2 points. So it meets the circle here in 2 points. This is the first one, and this is the second one. Now let's draw its corresponding angles. So here is the first angle, here is the first angle, and there is the second angle. Let's check what's the value of these angles. So as we said before, we're going on the positive direction. So the angle will be here, pi minus pi over 3, because I am back with the negative direction. So I use the positive pi, then using the negative minus pi over 3. So the first angle for cosine x equals negative half, x will be pi minus pi over 3, which is 3 pi minus pi over 3, which is 2 pi over 3. Now, the second angle, also we're using the positive direction. It will be pi plus pi over 3, because here I'm still in the same positive direction. So pi plus pi over 3. Let me write this angle. So, or x equals pi plus pi over 3, which is equal to 3 pi plus pi over 3, which is equal to 4 pi over 3. So for x equals pi over 3, or 2 pi over 3, or 4 pi over 3, or 5 pi over 3, for cosine squared x equals to 1. So any value of x here, it verifies the equation. And be careful that all the values of x are within 0 and 2 pi for this exercise. You may have different equations without the domain of x. So you're gonna work on the period. Therefore, x equals pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, or 5 pi over 3. For more equations, just leave a comment.